sort of shot sinking USS. One of the battleships lined up on Battleship Row. After being hit by 9 torpedoes, completely capsized in 7 minutes. Our set was built to depict the Oklahoma before and after the attack. On cue, it can hydraulically raise, lower, roll, and even completely sink a 180-foot section of a massive ship. During post-production, we used computer graphics to fill out the entire length of the 583-foot battleship. Our teams also built a variety of physical effects inside the tank, including air cannons, propane flame effects, and enormous explosions of fire and water.
We want to make sure everybody has a fantastic view of the show. All right, wonderful. For those of you that have chosen the front row, I would like to congratulate you. You have won a lot of water because you are in the splash zone. So if you don't want to get too terribly wet, all you got to do is back away from the front rail and put your back against the back rail. Not only will this keep you relatively dry, this will also provide a great view of the monitors up above. If anyone wishes to change aisles at any time during the show, no worries. But please do me a favor, do not go under, over, or through the handrails to do it. Just go to the ends of the aisles where you can switch there safely. And also for your safety, for the safety of others, please do not stand, sit, climb, play with the small children on the handrails. Thank you. Hey! Oh, just what I like to hear. Wonderful. Well, welcome everyone. My name is Cassidy. I'm the director on the set today. Then at the end of the dock is my very talented assistant, directing assistant rather, Hannah. Say hi, Hannah! Hi! And we would like to welcome you to Disney's Hollywood Studios Backlot Tour. We're going to begin your tour right here at the Special Effects Water Tank. Now, water tanks such as this still play major roles in action filmmaking today. It is here that the explosive, out-of-control mayhem that you have seen in films such as Crimson Tide, The Rock, and Pearl Harbor can be created using both large-scale physical and mechanical effects. These effects are then filmed as a carefully planned out sequence of events. Now today you are in luck, because we are filming our own action sequence entitled Harbor Attack. And we'll be using many of the same special effects that directors like Michael Bay use in their films. Speaking of Michael Bay, if you look to the monitors, we have Michael Bay to set the scene.
In this scene, the photo is searching the skies, finding the aircraft. Who is caught off guard when the real danger circles out over the sea? This is going to require
And if anyone knows about serious action, it's definitely Michael Bay. Now, some of the special effects that we will be using today include water cannons, pressurized up to 100 pounds per square inch. We also have bullet hits, which have been programmed in time to match the continuity of the visuals and eventually the patterns of the sound effects. And the most important type of visual effect that we have here today is fire, which must be ignited at a precise moment. Because it does take a lot of time and hard work to reset a charge for an explosion. However, the number one consideration in the timing of all of these special effects is the safety of the actors on the set, which leads me to you. So what's your name?
Jaime.
Jaime. Say hi, Jaime.
Hi, Jaime.
So Jaime, you've been cast as the mechanic on the PT boat. Your scene takes place in the engine room, which happens to be below the water line. So are you ready to go for a dive? Sure? Well, unfortunately, I'm not. I forgot my floaties at home. So you're going to follow Hannah into the recreation right over here. Now, today we're filming 2 scenes, but not in order that they appear in the script. Oftentimes today, movies are filmed out of sequence, which means actors have to react to a situation that hasn't even happened yet. That can be a little bit of a challenge, so it is up to the director to provide the proper motivation for the scene. All right, Jaime, before your phone buzzes, 800 gallons of water will Buffalo take, slide down the chute, and ram into you like a freight train. Cool. So do you feel motivated to hang on? Sure. Actually, folks, it's more like 1,000 gallons of water, but there's a very fine line between motivation and fear. All right, honey, just remember you have just lost your engines. Roll, playback, and action. Pick up that phone, talk to your captain. Let him know you've lost the engine, they've been shot out, and you're going to take on a little bit of water. Yeah, keep talking, keep talking. And cut. That is what we call physical effects, everyone. Let's give Jaime a big round of applause. All right, Jaime, you've done such a great job. I'm going to give you one more scene. So I need you to sit there, look out into this beautiful audience, and act dry. Action. You look serious. Seriously wet. So this is what I'm going to have you do. Just remain seated, work on that dryness, think of dry thoughts, and we're going to film the next scene. Wonderful. So we'll take that scene, insert it into the next shot, and you'll see how everything comes together in the final action sequence. But for now, let's meet the rest of the crew.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Darren, our brain captain, and our wild, wacky deckhand, Amita.
Thank you. Roll playback. Remember, crew, you are on a surveillance mission and action. Captain, pick up those binoculars, start searching the sky for enemy planes, and crew, I want to see this ship sparkle. Wait to hear that? Enemy planes at 10 o'clock. Crew is done. You're surprised. But those planes are coming in for another round. Captain, get that PT boat out of there. All too late, then you shut off the engine, get on the phone with your mechanic. And crew, points to the water. You just found something in the water. Something that's swimming in fast. What is it? Is it Nemo? Oh man, that was an enemy torpedo, and it just hit the side of your boat. That poor mechanic. Now I'm gonna pause here for a second. Crew, the things on the back of those jackets are called hoods. They go over your heads. Yeah, you might want them because even though you think it's over, it's not. Those enemy planes are coming in now, so point to the sky. Point to the sky. Enemy bombers are coming in from 12 o'clock. Bombs away, hit the deck, Geronimo. Let's give the brave crew a big round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is now time to see what that final action sequence looks like when we get computer-generated images, a few pre-recorded lines of dialogue, and a very exciting musical score. Look to those monitors above as we proudly present Hopper Attack. That's a round, everyone. Let's give them a big round of applause, too. They look great on the camera. I smell Oscars in your future. Yes, they'll be backstage along with Leonardo DiCaprio's. So, everyone, if you're with the brave volunteers, stay where you are. But for the rest of you, dramatically turn to the left, head down the rapids to the prop house, and you'll be boarding the shuttle for the next portion of your tour. Thanks for joining us, and have a great day here at Disney Studios. Bye-bye.
Good evening. Welcome to the second portion of the Studio Backlot Tour. As you head down the ramp and through the prop warehouse, please do keep your parties together. If you become separated, please do step aside, reunite them, and join us on the low dock so we can seat you together. Traveling with a wheelchair or electric vehicle, please prepare to make a right at your exit so we may better assist you. And if you have a personal stroller, please prepare to fold that stroller as it will be coming along with you on the rest of your tour. And we hope you enjoy the rest of your tour today here at Disney's Studios. Just as a reminder, this tour does take place outside. It is raining. As a reminder, there's a very strong prediction that you're going to get wet on this tour. Until today, we do request that you please keep all umbrellas closed and safely stowed away. Thank you.
Mirá, hay caballo ahí atrás, mirá el caballo ahí atrás.
One of the main reasons I really wanted to do this was to explore this extraordinary event. The press has always been able to support this day. The fact this day is a European represents the great new world of citizen journalism. It's a story about the rise of this new idea that information could be transformed by being published in its raw form. Take a man hard and he will tell you.
Voicing systems to
Guidance as well. This is not a case of weakness. It only exists to have really good deck guys laying out the facts of what happened in this case. That's not what we're doing. We're presenting the issues. The account is never to say, oh, this is it, this is the regular things materials. To show all sides of the complicated issue in the form of a journalistic future. That's what we got. It tells of a friendship between them and Jack and the two names.
This bank has paid billions of dollars in offshore accounts. Former head of Iceland's biggest bank has been accused of fraud.
It's a very tense jungle. Between them and this is how it's frightening nobody's appeals and becoming famous very, very quickly.
Welcome to the Studio Backlot Tour. For a safe trip, please remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the tram, and be sure to watch your children. Thank you.
Bienvenidos. Para que tengan un viaje seguro, permanezcan sentados, con las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren, y vigilen a los niños. Gracias.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, please sit back, relax, drop from your clear. Look, things are changing here in the Backlot Tour. Keep your eyes open for our latest edition. Movie sets from the Lone Ranger.
Movie sets from the Lone Ranger.
Hello everyone, my name's Don and welcome aboard. We're heading into the backlot of Disney's Hollywood Studios. This production area was built in 1988 as a Florida counterpart to the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, California. We included sound stages, recording studios, high-tech editing rooms, all the tools needed to create movies, TV shows, and radio broadcasts. We've even got our very own water tower too. It's up ahead on the left side of our shuttle. We call it the Earful Tower. It's inspired by the water tower Walt Disney had built for his Burbank studio in 1939. Our Florida tower stands a lucky 13 stories high, and we added our own creative touch, a giant set of Mickey Mouse ears. If you wanted to wear those ears, you'd have to have a hat size of 342 3/8. Up ahead, after the next bend in the road, you'll have a perfect opportunity to take a picture of this famous icon. In the world of entertainment, every project starts with a screenplay and a lot of creative ideas. A production studio is where the ideas of writers, producers, and directors are transformed into an on-screen reality. Within these huge spaces, filmmakers can literally create their own worlds. Our Florida sound stages are soundproof, weatherproof, and most importantly, air-conditioned. All vitally important for the cast, crew, and equipment. Many of the crafts needed for filmmaking are located right here on the lot. On the left, we have our own greens department. It grows flowers, trees, shrubs, and topiaries. A few well-placed plants can cover up empty spots in the set and add a touch of natural beauty to a scene. On the right are two of the aircraft from the 2001 blockbuster hit Pearl Harbor. These exact full-scale replicas of P-40 fighters were used in the special effect fight sequences. Of course, many of the planes you saw flying through the aerial battles or sitting on the ground weren't real at all. They were created entirely within a computer. Oh, keep your cameras focused to the right. We're coming up on that perfect angle of the Eiffel Tower I told you about. It's a true masterpiece. We're entering one of our most glamorous and colorful departments, creative costuming. Every star has to have just the right wardrobe, and it all begins here with a designer sketch. Our team of designers, seamstresses, and tailors can turn 1.5 million yards of fabric into over 25,000 costumes every year. Many of these costumes will become part of the shows and attractions of the Walt Disney World Resort. In fact, here in Florida, we have the largest working wardrobe department in the world. Why, Mickey Mouse alone has over 175 different outfits to choose from, while Minnie Mouse keeps more than 200 unique costumes in her wardrobe. On the left are costumes worn by the stars in recent studio productions. You'll probably recognize some of those costumes from the big screen. Every story needs a setting, and our design staff can create just about any place a script calls for, from an urban city street to a remote desert canyon. On the left is our scenic shop where large-scale sets and props are built. Our team of set designers, carpenters, artists, and engineers has created caves and caverns, game show sets, even replicas of the U.S. Supreme Court and NASA's Mission Control, all on our sound stages. The shop also provides sets and props for our shows and parades here at Walt Disney World. The same skill and craftsmanship that goes into a movie set can also be used to create magic for our parks. Either way, it's all about making dreams come true. Now we're entering a zone we call the Boneyard. It's an outdoor storage area for oversized props and vehicles. Cars, trucks, boats, planes, we often save these props in case we need them for future productions. In this backlot collection, you may find real working vehicles, non-working mock-ups, and even large-scale miniatures used in special effects shots. Large-scale models create a more convincing illusion on camera. We're now passing by the sets for our Lights, Motors, Action Extreme Stunt Show. On the left, you may catch a glimpse of the Mediterranean fishing village that sets the stage for this thrilling attraction. We'll get a closer look at it soon, but for now, we're approaching one of the largest standing sets on our back lot. It's over on the right. It may not look like much from this angle, but it's pretty spectacular on the other side. This is great, folks. The production crew has just given us clearance to enter the set.
Hello, Backlot Tour. I'm Amy, a production coordinator here at the studios. I can see your shuttle heading toward our canyon set. I've given your driver permission to come in and take a look around. I'm up here with our effects crew, and we're getting ready to shoot a test sequence. Oh, on the way in, you're going to be crossing a wooden bridge, and things may get a little bumpy, so please, hold on to your belongings, especially hats, cameras, and glasses, and keep an eye on any small children in your party. And of course, please remain seated at all times. Welcome to the set. As you can see, we brought the bare, dry deserts of Southern California to green, typically humid Central Florida. This set is based on real locations that our production designer took pictures of. Our set crew spent about 6 months building the canyon, but we've used it for a number of TV shows and specials over the years. For our upcoming production, the script called for a tanker truck. We found this one in our boneyard, but it was too big to drive into place. So we picked it up with a crane and set it down here. We're up on the overhead platforms, and I see our director has arrived. As soon as the rain effect is ready, we'll begin the sequence. This sudden shower is really just a special effect. We rigged up a series of water nozzles just above your tram. The water sprays in a crisscross pattern to create a sense of depth. But this storm only covers the first few feet of the set.
Is that the beginning? P1, take 2.
Okay, it's showtime. Everybody stay seated. Hang on to your belongings and watch your children. We used 100% real water, about 70,000 gallons of it, dumped from overhead tanks. Oh, but don't worry, we recycle. All of that water will be pumped right back up to the top for the next tank. We shoot some of the water through air cannons for an extra dynamic effect. Those air cannons are powerful enough to shoot a basketball over the top of a skyscraper the size of the Empire State Building. To top it off, our shuttle was sitting on hydraulic shaker cables. They provided the shaking, rattling, and rolling sensations for the scene. The entire sequence can be reset in 3.5 minutes. That's just enough time to bring in the next shuttle. Well, I've got to get ready for our next take. Thank you all for being part of the action. Hey, I'm needed back on the set, so enjoy the rest of your tour.
Okay, well thanks, Amy, for giving us access to the set.
Hi everybody, I'm Bob Sganaway, director of the new Disney Studios animated feature, Planes, Fire and Rescue. Looks like the historic aircraft on the right is getting into the spirit of our new film. It would fit right in with Dusty Cropper, Dipper, and all their high-flying friends from Piston Peak National Park. You know, that plane was known at airports across the country as November 234 Mickey Mouse, or the Mouse for short. Back in the early 1960s, Walt Disney himself used this plane to scout locations for what he referred to as the Florida Project. His team purchased many acres of land here in Central Florida, but they kept the Disney connection a well-guarded secret. Eventually, the secret was out, and the Walt Disney World Resort became a reality. Enjoy the rest of your tour, and I hope you enjoy Planes, Fire and Rescue.
On our right, we once again sweep past the magnificent Mediterranean village of our Lights, Motors, Action Extreme Stunt Show. This high-octane attraction is based on the hit show from the Walt Disney Studios park in France. In this action-packed production, you'll feel like you're right there on the set during the filming of a spy thriller, complete with custom-built cars, motorcycles, even jet skis. You'll experience the split-second timing, coordinated driving, and fiery special effects that make action movies a real blast. The staging area to our right is known as Acceleration Alley. Here, the custom-built stunt show vehicles rev their engines up to 70 miles an hour before making their high-speed entrances onto the stage for our Lights, Motors, Action Extreme Stunt Show. Of course, these are professional stunt drivers. We hope you'll enjoy their daring driving skills, but please, don't try them yourself. We've reached our second boneyard with more historic props and vehicles. When we reuse older props in a new production, they're often refitted with custom parts and given a whole new color scheme. You might not even recognize them the next time you see them on screen. For instance, coming up is our friend Herbie the Love Bug. He went through a special demolition derby makeover. Those dents and dings were added on purpose, but he can be polished up as good as new for his next starring role. On our right, we now have a very different view of the fishing village set. From this point of view, you can see that there is no inside to the buildings. They are just false fronts or facades. In the movie business, set builders only create what the camera has to see. It's an old movie trick dating all the way back to the silent era. To add to the sense of realism and avoid the cost of set building, many of today's television shows and movies film on location in cities and towns across the U.S. But out in the real world, you've got to contend with noise, traffic, crowds, and various visual elements that may or may not belong in your film. Here on the backlot, we can avoid these problems because we created our very own flexible urban environment. Our Streets of America facades can stand in for a small town or a giant metropolis. As we come around the last corner on our route, you'll see the skyline of New York City in the distance. It's really a series of painted flats, expertly designed to fool the eye and the camera. We can dress and decorate these streets to look like any city we want, from Chicago to San Francisco. Depending on the choice of vehicles, props, and costumes, we can even turn back the clock and set our story in a different time. And what's more, these sets are built with Florida weather in mind. They're made to withstand 100-mile-an-hour winds. You're welcome to visit our Streets of America anytime during your visit today and get an up-close look at the skills of our set designers and builders.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the Studio Backlot Tour today, folks. Once the shuttle comes to a stop, we'll get the doors open for you. Your one and only thing to move you to your right towards the rear of the shuttle. We do ask for your safety to please remain seated. Let those doors open completely before exiting. Once they open, you'll be exiting only to your right. Lights, motors, action. One more scheduled show today at 4:30. If you're planning on getting to there, you want to make sure you get up there about 30 minutes before for good seats. Alright, here come the doors. Once again, folks, exiting to your right and to your right only towards the rear of the shuttle. Please watch your head and step and enjoy the rest of your day here at Disney's Hollywood Studios.